Welcome to tonight's broadcast of IHSAA Class 4A Sectional 8 Championship Game. For those of you that have tuned into IHSAATV.org, we welcome you to our broadcast here on Hamilton County TV, presented by Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating 25 years in the business, along with Noblesville Trophies, the Wofford Theater with Movies on the Road, and also Movies in the Park this summer at Forest Park. Also by Bold and Sassy Salon. Maybe Rick can get an appointment with Bold and Sassy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services, and also Yancey's Fine Apparel and Tuxedo Rental. Craig Atkins along with Brad Silbert. And Brad, I think when we talked about it earlier, that if the IHSAA were to seed the boys baseball tournament, this is how the sectional would line up.
It certainly would. Yeah, we've got what we've got in these two teams tonight that we're going to see, in the Fishers Tigers and the Carmel Greyhounds. We've got the Tigers coming in here at 25-5. The Carmel Greyhounds coming in here at 23-2. So we are really expecting a pitcher's battle, pitcher's duel tonight. In the earlier games today, the Tigers and the Greyhounds is probably was expected. We're both victorious. The Greyhounds did it in 5 innings over the Noblesville Millers. 16-0, I believe, was the final score in that. And the Fishers Tigers ended up beating the Westfield Shamrocks 6-1 in what was really a little bit closer game than what the score indicated. But Craig, I'm looking forward to one whale of a ball game tonight.
You know, these two teams met on Monday, May 8th, and it wound up being a 4-3 win for the Carmel Greyhounds in what looked to obviously be a hard-fought battle between these two Hamilton County rivals. And, this is going to be one tremendous sectional championship game between Matt Buchkowski and Matthew Cherry, their respective teams, Carmel and Fishers. It's number 1 in 4A versus number 3, and matchups like that always attract the Indy Stars' Kyle Neddenrip, which he will join us sometime this evening.
Kyle is in the house.
He is in the house, and he will join us sometime this evening to talk on this matchup and what he's got going on with the Indy Star.
Well, it's definitely going to be a pitcher's duel, because we're going to see two of the premier pitchers in all of Indiana high school baseball, in the form of Tommy Summers for the Carmel Greyhounds. Tommy will be pitching, where's he go? He's going to Indiana University next fall, and Luke Dermott will be headed over and become a Buckeye in the fall. So this promises to be, in my opinion, this is probably, if not the best sectional final in this state, very, very, very close to it, regardless of the class. And we're just getting very, very close here to the introductions and that. So I believe we're just about ready to go here. Chris Baldwin is the public address announcer. The official scorekeeper tonight will be Evan Kosmowski.
It's turned out to be one beautiful Memorial Day here on Monday, May 29th, for the semifinals and championship game of Class 4A Sectional 8 here.
79 degrees. Wind is out of the west, southwest at 9, humidity 30%. Here's Chris.
Baseball sectional championship at Westfield High School. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask all fans to act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Abusive language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and not welcome at IHSAA events. Let's support the student athletes, coaches, officials, and your fellow fans to respect and deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Please enjoy the game. Now for this evening's lineup between the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Fishers Tigers, and the home team on the scoreboard, the Carmel Greyhounds. First lineup for the Fishers Tigers. Non-starters for the Tigers are number 2, Justin Pope. Number 8, Luke Albright. Number 9, Colin Stotts. Number 10, Nathan Humphrey. Number 11, Alex Jamison. Number 13, Jack Brodebush. Number 20, TJ Ratliff. Number 21, Evan Patrick. Number 24, JJ Wilhite. And number 25, Parker Wells. Now the starters for the Tigers. Leading off with playing second base, number 3, Andy Bennett. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 22, Craig Yoho. Batting third and playing third base, number 23, Caleb Franceschi. Batting fourth and pitching, number 5, Brendan Tungate. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 4, Kyle Franceschi. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 15, Matthew Wolf. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 18, Ryan Metz. He is batting for the pitcher, number 7, Luke Burnett. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 1, Taylor Soper. And batting ninth and playing center field, number 19, Trevor Newman. The Tigers are coached by Matt Sherry. And now the lineup for the Carmel Greyhounds. Non-starters for the Greyhounds, number 6, Cam Fair. Number 10, Drew Stanton. Number 12, Brian Wilkes. Number 14, Drew Olson. Number 18, Evan Petruzzi. Number 20, Dylan Page. Number 21, Luke Barnes. Number 22, Luke Thompson. Number 28, Robbie Levine. And number 39, Sean Root. And now the starting lineup for the Greyhounds. Leading off from playing shortstop, number 15, Trent Terwilliger. And second, the first baseman, number 31, Rex Bittner. And third, the playing center field, number 27, Parker Massman. And fourth, the third baseman, number 44, Jack Scanley. And fifth, the designated hitter, number 24, J.C. Haley. He is batting for the pitcher, number 19, Tommy Summer. And sixth, the playing right field, number 13, Justin Green. And seventh, left fielder, number 5, Aaron Ernst. And eighth and pitching, number 26, Colin Donahue. And 99th, the playing second base, number 7, Chris McNally. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you all please rise. Raise your attention to the American flag located in center field as we honor our country and the men and women who have fought for our liberty and freedom with the playing of our national anthem.
For the red
And we're all set for this Class 4A Sectional 8 championship game between Class 4A number 1 Carmel and 4A number 3 Fishers. They sandwich undefeated Cathedral, who knows, one of these two teams could end up playing them down the road at Victory Field in a few weeks.
You just never can tell what's going to happen in this game of baseball, Craig. As I looked at the stats and looked over this game tonight, there's a couple of areas where I can see a little bit of an edge for the Greyhounds. Overall, their batting average is at .368, but have they faced a pitcher like Luke Dermott before? That's going to be one of the big questions. If you look at the pitching staff, each of these teams basically has a three-man rotation in their pitching staff, that being Cameron Pfeiffer, Max Habiger, and Tommy Summer for the Greyhounds, and for the Fishers Tigers, Luke Dermott, Luke Albright, and Ryan Metz. So Albright has not pitched so far, and Pfeiffer has not pitched so far, so we've got to assume if either of these starting pitchers get in trouble that the number 3 guy in the rotation is just as strong. So I'm looking for one whale of a ball game tonight, Craig.
You got that right. Hoosier Crossroads Conference champion Fishers, MIC Conference champion Carmel, and this is going to be a duke-it-out battle. I think this is going to be more than a pitcher's duel, despite, Summers versus Luke Dermott, and because I think both these teams are full of too much hitting for it to not be.
The left-hander Summers ready for his first pitch. It's in there a little bit high to Andy Bennett for ball 1. I think in addition to the pitching situation here, Craig, it's also going to come down to the team that makes the least mistakes. Kyle Brencheski. Correction, that was Rhett Whitmer. I had the wrong team there. Rhett Whitmer fields that one and manages to win the race to first base, and he retires Bennett unassisted.
Quick out, 2 pitches in.
Craig Yoho steps in, one of the big bats of the Tigers, home run leader on this team.
He's got 5, half of Fisher's home runs. It looks like this umpire is really going to let the way Tommy Summer pitches, he's going to let him locate like he likes to. And as a left-hander, he's got a completely different approach than Max Habiger does as a left-hander.
That one bounces in and gets away from Colin Donahue. Evens the count at 1-1. Early here, just the top of the first, 1 out, nobody on. Welcome to Hamilton County Television, or whatever outlet you happen to be watching us on tonight. There's any number of places that you can see us. Facebook, Instagram, Apple TV, Roku, and we also have the pleasure of being on the IHSAA TV network this evening.
We are all over the board tonight. We're glad you've all joined us. Umpire calls timeout again. Unless that was Yoho that called timeout. The Fishers first base dugout's rowdy.
I think that might have been Yoho calling the timeout. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's drilled into left center field, but Aaron Ernst is there to make the play, and Craig Yoho is retired for the second out.
Yeah, that ball was belt high, coming out to Ernst in left, and catches that with ease.
That ball just went straight. There was no tail on that ball whatsoever. Low humidity, wind blowing out tonight, and if we didn't have a couple dominant pitchers here, Greg, I'd say we might see a home run derby, but we still may see some go out of the park. Here's Caleb Brencheski, the third baseman, steps in. Takes the first pitch for ball 1.
The wind was blowing, and the HCC flags, as well as the American flag, were blowing about the same. Now they're starting to swirl towards center.
Yeah, just about straight away.
When Whitner nailed that one hop to the softball press box for his 2-run shot in game 1 today. So it's hard telling how the ball's going to go.
2 outs, 2-0 on Caleb Bruncheski. The pitch from Summer. That one's inside, according to Bruncheski, but the home plate umpire calls it strike 1.
Well, like they say, and that's how it is. It's where it crosses, not where it lands.
And Bruncheski isn't really that close to the plate with his stance. The 2-1 from Summer.
Yeah, he's kind of opened up.
Just about in the same place, only gave him off speed.
Yeah, he's kind of opened up toward the back of the plate, and then once he sees a ball coming that he likes, then he opens up his stance to the field.
That one's a little too far inside, and it hits him. So Caleb Bruncheski is on first base. I think this year, with the way the kids are standing so much closer to the plate, Craig, I've seen more batters hit this year than I've seen in a long, long time. That's going to bring up the cleanup hitter, Brendan Tungate.
You know, what kind of, in a way, helps that or gets them to step that much closer, have their stance that much closer to the plate itself is they see the big leaguers do it. And they think it's okay to crowd the plate. And sometimes it is, sometimes not.
There's a ground ball to the shortstop, bobbled, but still picked up in time. They get the force at second on Bruncheski, and that retires the side. So in the top of the first for the Tigers, there's no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on the bases. Middle of the first, no score. Do it for the Greyhounds in the bottom of the first are Trent Terwilliger, Rhett Whitner, and Parker Massman.
Logan Street Signs and Banners has been in business now for 25 years, and they celebrated that January this year. They specialize in last-minute signage and banners. Serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can give them a call at 773-7200 or visit them on their new website, LoganStreetSigns.com, or give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
So a good first inning for Tommy Summers. We'll just see how Luke Dermott comes out here. I saw him in a game earlier this season where he struck out 16 Millers for a school record at Fishers. Dermott comes in here with an 0.69 ERA, 40.2 innings, given up 30 hits, 8 runs, of which 4 have been earned. This is one of the good things about Luke Dermott, the strike-to-balls ratio. He has given up 62 strikeouts. He's pitched 11 walks. So he is definitely the real thing.
Yep. A matchup of lefties. Once again, we've seen that as a common theme here in Sectional 8 so far.
Dermott is a perfect 8-0 on the season.
He's got that .69 earned run average that just stands out right there with Tommy Summers, who I believe is now at a .54 with giving up 3 runs to North Central on Thursday night.
Yeah, that's almost unheard of. Tommy Summer giving up 3 runs in a game. What did we say? He gave up 8 all season, of which only 3 were earned. Terwilliger steps in, takes the first pitch for a strike. He's hitting .353. Pops that one up over on the right side. Will anybody be able to get to it? No.
Just out of the reach of Wolf and Wright.
Matthew Wolf tried to get there along with Kyle Bruncheski, but
he may have had the better angle at it.
Yeah, they were both about 10 feet off the pace there. Whitmer came into the first game this morning with a .444 batting average. .02, way outside.
Wild.
Talk about wasting a pitch. Did you see the grin on Dermott's face?
Yeah. That was kind of
he knew that one got
thank
away.
Goodness no one's on base.
Yes. Yeah, you can get away with that with 2 outs and the base is empty, but Luke Dermott will just settle right down and get back to business. evens a count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a ground ball that should be an easy play for Andy Bennett. Scoops it up.
Ooh, barely got
over
it.
to first to Kyle Brencheski. Sir Terwilliger is retired for the first out of the inning. Brett Wintner, who we were talking about just a moment ago, comes in at 444. It doesn't get any easier for the pitchers after that. Swing and a foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Greyhound first baseman. There's a ground ball foul.
Yeah, I wish we could see the box score. We could have seen the box score from that 4-3 game on May 8th to see who pitched for both of these two squads.
Now, being as a non-conference game,
it may have been something that Cam Ferreira may have pitched, or
well, Carmel only lost 2 games during the season, so it's hard to tell by that who was pitching. And with the Tigers having lost a total of 5,
that'll get a monkey off the back for Dermott.
And Whitmer looks at strike 3. A beautiful pitch from Luke Dermott. Gets his first K of the day. I think we got to give the Tiger dugout the award for the loudest dugout in the HCC, or now in Hamilton County, or in the sectional. Parker Massman steps in, the center fielder. High pop fly. That's out of play on the right. Brencheski didn't have a chance at that one. That one went into the seats. There's a high pop-up toward the center fielder. Trevor Newman is under it, and he retires Parker Massman. So after 1 complete inning, we have no score. The Greyhounds, 3 up, 3 down in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Coming up for the Tigers in the second will be Kyle Brencheski, Matthew Wolf, and Ryan Metz.
Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. They also provide you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Give them a call at 773-7391 or check them out online at noblesvilletrophies.com. You can also follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
Kyle Brencheski will be the first batter to face Tommy Summer this inning. He's got a .338 batting average. So both of the pitchers kind of cruised through the first inning. 1 strikeout on both sides. Only 1 runner on base so far. That was Caleb Brencheski in the first inning. He was hit by a Tommy Summer pitch. First pitch on its way from Tommy Summer to open the top of the second. Ground ball between the third baseman and the shortstop. Long throw over.
Yep, he beat it out.
And Kyle Brencheski, with a great effort, gets a base hit. Can't fault the first baseman, Rhett Whitmer, on that. Man, he was trying to stretch on that as much as he could, but Jack Van Remortel, by the time he picked up that ball, he was almost clear back of the outfield grass, had a very, very long throw to make, and the speedy Kyle Bruncheski beat it out for the first hit of the game and the first hit for the Tigers.
And by the time that Van Remortel would have gotten over to it, I think it was a little short on the, he wasn't sure he should go to his left enough, and that left, in the hole, Terwilliger having to dig it out and get it over there as quick as possible, and Bruncheski beat it out.
There's a nice bunt, but it goes foul.
Beautiful bunt, if it would have stayed fair.
You could see on that particular one, Craig, that he caught that ball with the spin, and as soon as that ball hit the brick dust out there, it just spun right out of play. The Greyhounds trying to win another sectional, would be the third in a row, I believe. The 0-1 pitch to Wolf. This time he gets a bunt down, goes to the same place. He's in the hole 0-2.
He was 2 for 3 with the fielder's choice in the second semifinal in that win against Westfield, 6-1 this afternoon.
That was a game where, for the Tigers, everybody contributed in that game. (0-2) to Wolf. Summer goes over to first. Bruncheski is back in plenty of time. With no outs, I would be very, very surprised to see Bruncheski take off, especially with a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, probably get caught in a run.
Fouled straight back. That's one of those balls when they come back. It's all the way to the fence.
He's going to send him. Coach Sims sends him home.
Bruncheski is being sent home. No, they hold him at second. They hold him at third.
Yeah, that was probably a good hold there by Darren Sims over there at third, because I think he would have been had at the plate.
Well, Bruncheski really couldn't take off with the pitch because I don't think he was sure exactly where that was.
Right.
And I think he was a little bit worried about that being caught. But he did manage to get over to third, and I thought they were going to send him because that ball ended up all the way back on the fence.
Sims started sending him right.
Then he stopped him when he saw the throw come into Trent Terwilliger. The center fielder Massman made a great throw to the cutoff man.
Let's see what Metz can do here.
Metz is a 250 hitter. That one's a little bit inside. 1-0.
Because if Fishers gets to Tommy Summer, I don't know if you saw, but Max Habiger probably is through his pitches for the day.
Yeah, he can't.
So
I don't think he could pitch tonight. Probably Cameron Farrar.
Yep, more than likely. A bit low.
Well, this is exactly what the Fishers Tigers need to do, is try to get to Tommy Summer early. Because if he gets in a groove, he's going to become unhittable. First and third playing in, second and short playing at normal depth. The 2-ball pitch to Metz. That's ball 3.
They've kind of gotten in Summer's head.
Well, this may be a situation, too, where he's trying to pitch around Metz and maybe possibly load up the bases to set up the force at any base, too.
It's awful risky in a sectional championship against a team
and especially with no outs. The bases are loaded now. A single, a double, and a walk has set this up for the Fishers Tigers. And that brings up Taylor Soper, a 303 hitter. Taylor playing in left field tonight. And it looks like Carmel coach Buczkowski is going to go out and have a couple words with his staff here. You got to believe, even though we're early in the game here, Craig, this is a critical point for both of these teams.
Well, because a game of this magnitude, sectional championship, when it's 1 versus 3, whenever you can jump on the board, you better jump on now, because
the opportunity may not be there.
It may not be there later on. So you've got to take advantage of these opportunities, especially if there are no outs and bases are loaded. So we'll see what comes out of that conference at the mound with pitching coach. And bases loaded with no outs for Fishers as Taylor Soper comes up now, number 8 hitter.
Taylor is normally the closer for the Tigers. Seeing some action in left field this evening. Let's see if your prediction is right that after the coach's visit, the first ball is a strike. Well, either way you look at it, it was a strike.
Swinging or not, that ball was a strike.
Soper had a pitch to hit and just missed the fastball. 0-1 on Taylor Soper.
Now, would you bunt in a situation like this?
Boy, that's a hard one to call here. Evens the count at 1-1, a little bit high. This is the third game I've seen Tommy Summer pitch this season, Craig, and he's having more control trouble tonight than he had when I've ever seen him pitch before. Timeout gets called. The Tiger dugout all up on their feet, urging on their Tigers. They not only want to win this game, they've already won their first HCC crown since Fishers became a school again. Like to win their first sectional. That one's a little bit low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Not at all where Matt Buczkowski wants this count to be. Or anybody on the Greyhound side. Very quiet on the third base side of the field right now. The 2-1 pitch. Soper bounces that to second base. The only play is going to be to first. So Soper is retired, but on the play, Kyle Brencheski scores the first run of the game, and both of the Tiger runners advance. So now the situation is you got Tigers on second and third with 1 out. And the center fielder, Trevor Newman, who came in today batting .373, steps in. Newman with an opportunity to put a couple more runs on the board here with a hit. Summer whirls to throw but does not. Terwilliger moved over there behind second base, but Ryan Metz not getting that big of a leadoff.
It's like Donahue going to go out and
Donahue wants to go out and talk to him, make sure that they're all on the same wavelength, that there's no miscommunication. They're probably, they could be changing the signs too because of the runner on second. The oldest trick in the Major League Baseball book, steal the signs when you're on second.
Nobody does that, do they?
No. Just like they don't do anything like that in football.
No.
Newman misses for strike 1. Donahue thought about throwing down to third, because Matthew Wolf had not a big lead, but a pretty good lead there. And Jack Van Remortel was right on the base.
I was going to say, the lead was past the lip of the grass.
Yeah.
There, for sure.
Had he been a step or two further, he probably would have thrown that. Another timeout called. Playing the old cat and mouse game between the batter and the pitcher. Tommy Summer got his hands full here in the top of the second. 1 out, 1 in, 2 on.
Checked it again.
Checked it. Did he go or not? Will they appeal that?
Nope.
They appeal it. He did not go.
Late appeal, but he did.
Yeah. I think Donahue was a little bit more concerned about the runners because that ball got away, so he didn't call for the appeal right away until he knew everything was cool on the bases. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on, 1 in the top of the second. The 1-1 pitch from Summer. High, outside, 2-1. Once again, Newman is up there with the batter's count. Summer does not want to take this to 3-1, and Newman knows it. So you've got to believe he's going to probably get a fastball here.
I'd be surprised if he didn't get a fastball.
Mm-hmm.
Donahue sets up inside.
That one is going right over to the second baseman. Will he make the play?
He
No.
beat it out.
He beat it out. And another run scores. Will that be charged as a hit or an error? I believe that is going to be charged as a hit. Even though the second baseman, Chris McNally, he bobbled that just a little bit. Now, whether that affected the play or not, we'll never know. But Trevor Newman reaches with a base hit, the 3rd hit of the inning, 2nd run of the inning for the Tigers. Still 1 out, runners on 1st and 3rd. Top of the order, Andy Bennett steps in. Grounded right back to the first baseman, Rhett Wintmer, in the 1st inning. Summer taking his time out there. The pitch to Bennett is a called strike, evens a count. Makes it an 0-2 count now. Summer normally a very fast-working pitcher, but he doesn't normally work with base runners. The 0-2 pitch from Summer, that one's high, and on the play.
Oh, my.
On the play, Trevor Newman takes second base, but the ball gets away.
And Ryan Metz
scores. So now the lead is 3-0. Who do we charge the error to on that one? Was that on the throw or was that on the shortstop Terwilliger?
I think that was on the throw, so that should be an E2.
Yep.
That gets Ryan Metz home.
First error of the game.
And Newman over to 3rd.
And a mistake that most definitely cost Tommy Summer and the Greyhounds a run. If they kept that ball in the infield, that run would not have scored.
That's exactly what Fishers wants to do on 1-2 the count. What they want to do on Summer.
There's a high pop-up. That is going to be a foul ball. Van Remortel is after it, and he just cannot get to it.
He thought Trent Terwilliger was coming on his jets.
Yeah.
And that's why he backed off.
Because it landed just a couple feet from Jack Van Remortel.
Yeah.
Don't know if that's a play he would have been able to make or not, but
he was in position to make that play, but he just backed off because I think he thought Trent Terwilliger had the position on it when he was gunned for it.
Andy Bennett gets another swing. This time he fouls it back again. Trevor Newman had a base hit, stole second. The ball got away from the Greyhounds. Ryan Metz scored, and Trevor Newman ended up on 3rd base. Still just 1 out here in the top of the 2nd. There's a hot shot right back to the second baseman, Chris McNally. McNally didn't have to do anything except put the glove out to stab that ball. Made a good play on the ball and was not able to double up Trevor Newman at 3rd base. Newman was only about 5 feet from the bag, but a nice defensive play there by Chris McNally.
Yeah, he was very alert there on the front lip of the grass where every bit of the infield except for Terwilliger was positioned.
Greg Yoho comes up, fouls the first pitch straight back. Yoho, the 7th Tiger to come to the plate in this inning. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error so far in this half inning. The pitch from Summer, that's high. Evens a count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And this is the situation in any of his high school career Tommy Summer has not been used to.
Yes.
So it's got to be playing with his mind a lot right now.
And these were all 3, 2 of the 3 were earned runs.
Mm-hmm.
That one's a little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. Had Trevor Newman basically in the same situation. Newman ended up getting a base hit. Swing and a miss, evens a count at 2-2.
Summer that close to getting out of this ugly situation he got himself into, but Fishers has made their presence known with 3 runs on the board here in the top of the second.
The 2-2 pitch to Yoho. That one gets away a little bit inside. Not far enough away for Newman to try to advance. Full count on Greg Yoho. Caleb Brancheski is in the on-deck circle. The full count pitch. Time is called. Batter called timeout.
Hearing boos from one side and crowd mic's interesting with fans directly below us.
Yes, it is. The full count pitch.
Oh, wow.
Swung on just about, got a little bit out in front of that. That ball stays fair, and the Tigers have got another run, and Greg Yoho is probably standing on second base with a stand-up double.
Yeah.
You could see the power this young man has got.
Ernst isn't playing that far off the line, but
no, he's not
far enough that would have been a double in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Ground ball to the shortstop, Terwilliger. He gets it over to Whitmer at first for the 3rd out. So in the inning for the Tigers, a good inning for the Tigers, they score 3 runs and 3 hits. There was 1 error. They leave 1 on the bases, and they sent 7 to the plate against Tommy Summer. So top of the second, Tigers 3, Greyhounds nothing.
Wofford Theater has movies on the go for you this summer. Free movies at Witten Park in Fishers, presented by Saxony. Next movie coming up at Witten Park, it will be Saturday, June 3rd. And Jim and Company will be airing Moana for your viewing pleasure. And also on June 17th, the movie Sing. They'll also have free classic movies at Forest Park in Noblesville. A great place to watch a movie with the family. Come on out. Starting on Fridays, this coming Friday, 4 days from now on June 2nd, it'll be Patch Adams. The movies will start at dusk at the Forest Park Shelter. June 9th, it'll be The Philadelphia Story. June 16th, August Rush. June 23rd, Funny Face.
What's coming up July 8th?
July 8th. Don't miss it, folks. The first time that the Noblesville Street Dance will be at the Federal Hill Commons in Noblesville.
That is such a beautiful park. I went by there today. That is a fantastic facility.
You got it.
So the Tigers score 3 runs in the top of the second.
And what says that Carmel can't come screaming
back? Jack Van Remortel steps in.
6.
The 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Van Remortel swings at the first pitch, fouls it out to the right side.
And just belted that ball.
Van Remortel is a .402 hitter. The 0-1 pitch. There's a ground ball to Andy Bennett. He scoops it up. Over to Kyle Brancheski for the easy out. Van Remortel is retired. That's a positive sign for the Tigers to get that leadoff batter out. Get him off the bases.
J.C. Hanley had a good day earlier against Noblesville, 2 for 3, 3 runs scored, 3 driven in, including at a 2-run home run that we thought was going foul.
Yeah.
Kind of just floated back in.
1-0 on Hanley. He calls for timeout.
Lots of hitters calling timeout for an extra little practice swing.
This is just the situation that Luke Dermott likes. He's got a 3-run lead, and he can just bear down on the hitters. That one misses to make the count 2-1. Hanley, the designated hitter, hitting in place of the pitcher, Tommy Summer. That one's high, 3-1. Dermott asked for a new baseball. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. You may have swung at ball 4 on that one, Craig. That looked a little bit inside and low. There's a well-hit ball to center field, but Trevor Newman is right there, takes about 10 steps in, and picks up that line drive for the second out of the inning. Right fielder Justin Green steps in. Green will be headed to Florida Gulf Coast next year.
Want to play ball in the sun.
Mm-hmm. Have fun in the sun. Although about this time of year, I'll bet he's glad he's up here instead of down there.
Yeah.
When it's getting into the 90s every day and humid.
Yeah, after going 0 for 3 against North Central earlier today, Green went 2 for 4 with a couple ribbies and a run scored, including an RBI triple and an RBI single.
2-0 on Green. That one hits the outside corner just at the knees. Makes it 2 balls and a strike.
Three and 0. Oh, 3-1.
3-1. The 3-1 pitch from Dermott. Justin Green gets a 2-out walk. First walk of the day issued by Luke Dermott. Dermott with only 1 strikeout so far in this game. The winner of this game will be playing at Lafayette Jefferson next week against either Huntington North or Homestead. And I think that game is underway, so we might be able to get some scores on that.
Let me see if I can chase that one down. They started at 6 o'clock up at Huntington North.
That one's drilled into left field. So Aaron Ernst picks up the first hit of the game for the Greyhounds. And we're hearing some noise from the left side of the field for a change. Been pretty quiet over there so far. Colin Donahue comes in, batting .286. The catcher. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Justin Green on second. Aaron Ernst on first. First pitch to Donahue. A curveball is inside for ball 1. Did he go? No, he did not. 2 balls and a strike on the catcher, Colin Donahue. Very un-Luke Dermott-like getting behind batters. He's usually way out in front of the batters. There's a nice strike on the outside corner. We're in the bottom of the second. The Greyhounds trying to get back into this game, trailing 3-0. The 2-1 pitch from Dermott.
Oh,
that one hits Colin Donahue. And I would assume we're going to see a courtesy runner for Donahue.
More than likely, I would get. But there comes
and the courtesy runner is
Thompson.
going to be Luke Thompson. Pitching coach out to talk to Luke Dermott. Well, Dermott cruised through the first two batters, Craig, getting him on a ground out to second and a line out to center field. Then he walked Justin Green, gave up a single to Aaron Ernst, and hit Colin Donahue to load the bases. That brings up the second baseman, Chris McNally. McNally is a .260 hitter.
And McNally 1 for 2 earlier today with an RBI and a run scored against Noblesville.
Batting in the number 9 position. That's a strike. I've just noticed this season that umpires are calling the higher strike now.
Yeah, it seems like, they know that either a player's going to swing at it or it's right there.
That one's a way too high.
Maybe not that high.
It just seems like this past season or two that the strike zone has changed a little bit. It used to seem like anything above the belt was a ball. That one's on the outside corner.
Dermott needs one more, and he can leave the bases loaded with Greyhounds. And that would fire up that first base dugout big time, as it looked like Fisher's coach.
A lot of chatter out there at both sides now.
Yeah.
The 1-2 pitch. McNally steps out. Dermott also stepped off the rubber. Big pitch in this game. The 1-2 pitch. That one's outside. McNally would not bite on that outside curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball or slider? What do you think?
Slider.
There's a hit right into center field. That is going to score 2 runs.
Leaves the ball out there, does Newman. Wow.
And the Greyhounds are right back in this game, courtesy a walk, a hit batsman, and a base hit. Second hit of the inning. McNally picks up the base hit and 2 RBIs, and that brings the Greyhounds back to the top of the order with Trent Terwilliger stepping in, who will be at Vincennes next year. You couldn't have asked for a person to place that ball better, because McNally just flew that ball right over the head of Luke Dermott into center field. With 2 outs, runners on the way with the crack of the bat.
Dermott was so dialed in, he had no idea that the umpires.
Yeah, not seen that the time had been called, and he almost threw the ball. First pitch to Terwilliger is a curveball for strike 1. Terwilliger grounded out to second baseman Andy Bennett. His leadoff batter in the bottom of the first for the Greyhounds. There's another nice pitch from Dermott. Right over that inside corner. Make it 0-2.
I expect something upstairs, or maybe get Terwilliger to chase away a little bit. We'll see where Tungate lines up.
Lining up just a little bit outside. Not quite that far.
Too much. 1
ball, 2 strikes. A single here probably ties this game up. An extra base hit may give the Greyhounds the lead. The 1-2 pitch on the way from Dermott. Ooh, just a little bit high and outside. Rhett Wintner is on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the second. Swing and a miss. The bottom of the second is over. So in the inning for the Greyhounds, there was 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 base runners left. So at the end of 2, it's now Fishers Tigers 3, Carmel Greyhounds 2.
Yeah, let's see here. The Bold and Sassy Salon, located in Noblesville, is the official stylist for Old Jim Wofford and Will Wofford. Give Brenda a call at 317-501-0572 or Donna at 931-436-0678. Mention this ad when you make your appointment or get to Bold and Sassy Salon and receive 10% off, courtesy of us here at
I wonder what they could do for me. I know I need a lot of work, but
there's nothing going on here.
I didn't mean it that way, Craig.
I kind of prefer it that way where I just don't really have
It's easy then, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's easy. We are through 2 here at Shamrock Stadium. Both teams sent 8 players, or rather 7 players, up in the second inning. The only difference in the inning is the Tigers collected 1 more run and 1 more hit. And for the Tigers, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 batters, that being Caleb Bruncheski, Brendan Tungate, and Kyle Bruncheski in Matthew Cherry's batting order. It'll be interesting to see how Summer comes back in this inning. If he comes back strong or ends up in trouble right away. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Terwilliger scoops it up. 1 pitch, 1 out. Can't complain about that if you're a Carmel fan.
Nope. Brendan Tungate with fielder's choice coming up next. He got that in the first inning, but was stranded at first.
Look at that little flutter that Summer has in his glove.
I noticed that every time he's got the glove up like that.
Yep. Called strike 1 on Tungate.
Oh,
there's one.
Just about got that flutter with the ball.
Just like that hit that Chris McNally got in the bottom of the second, right over the pitcher into center field for a base hit for Brendan Tungate. 4th hit of the day for the Tigers. And we're going to have a courtesy runner for Tungate. And that's going to be number 9, Colin Statz.
Courtesy runner for the Tigers, number 8, Luke Albright.
I thought it was number 9. Well, we'll just have to see who's out there. I thought it was 9 going out there.
We'll see when he takes this lead here.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think the Tigers have got numbers on the front of their uniforms.
Yeah, nope. They've got an F below the Tigers. Can't tell whether that's 8 or 9.
Well, we do have a courtesy runner at first, and Kyle Bruncheski at the plate. First pitch from Summer, swing and a miss. Turn around. He's not cooperating, Craig. Send him a text, will you?
Could be 8.
It's either 8 or 9. I thought it was 9, but I'm probably wrong. Throw over to first.
Turn around. Can't tell if it's 8 or 9. He didn't turn all the way.
0-1 on Kyle Brancheski. That one's over the outside corner of the plate. 0-2 on Brancheski. He had a base hit to lead off the second inning, scored the Tigers' first run. The 0-2 pitch. That one's a little bit low.
That is Stats. He's safe.
Is that number 9 out there?
Looked like 9.
That's what I thought, Colin Stats. Credit him with a stolen base. Call on Brancheski was a ball. So it's a 1-2 count now on Brancheski. Tigers would like to get at least one of these runs back this inning. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Swung right through the fastball. 2 outs in the third.
That's strikeout number 1 for Tommy Summer.
Yep.
And it may be one of those situations for Summer where he gets that elusive first strikeout and he could be off to the races mowing down hitters, but I'm not seeing that with Fishers though. I think, like I said earlier,
these are 2 excellent hitting teams.
Yep. 2 good at hitting teams to just stymie both lineups.
2 outs. Matthew Wolf at the plate. Takes that one over the inside corner of the plate for strike 1. Summer getting the sign from Colin Donahue. Taking a lot of time out there on the mound. 1 on, 2 out. There's a foul ball. Wolf in the hole, 0-2. I would think at this point that Summer would probably, I don't know if he'd be more tempted to come right back at him or not, because Wolf had a double his last time up in the second inning. And that's got to be weighing on Tommy Summer. Timeout is called again. The 0-2 pitch, little bit low.
Same pitch.
Just a little low out of the zone.
And we have a final score for Chris Baldwin to announce. In Sectional 6 at Huntington North. Huntington North defeats Homestead 2-1. So the winner of this game will play Huntington North in Game 1 next Saturday at 11.
High fly ball out to right field.
Caught it.
Justin Green is there. So the threat is over, and the Tigers go down in the top of the third with no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on the bases. We're in the middle of the third. Score remains Fishers Tigers 3, Carmel Greyhounds at 1. Greg, we got some more sports coming up later this week. Tomorrow night, it will be back to the softball side of the house. Is the Hamilton Southeastern Royals will be hosting the Kokomo Wildcats, that in the IHSAA Regional. That game is at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at Hamilton Southeastern High School. If you can't get out to see the game, you can catch it here on Hamilton County Television. Then coming up Friday night, semi-state action in lacrosse from Hare Chevrolet Field.
Well, I'm not sure if it'll be at Hare Chevrolet. They were tearing up the turf.
That's right. That's right.
Football.
Might be at North
White
River Elementary School at the soccer field there.
Yep.
I think you're correct. I forgot about the turf.
That worked for Noblesville's girls to win their regional against Penn.
Mm-hmm.
So they must not have trouble on grass.
Rhett Wintner steps in for the Greyhounds in the bottom of the third.
Oh, my.
He drills one. That's a well-hit ball to left field. hits the wall on the fly. Taylor Soper's got it into second, and Whitmer leads off the first pitch of the third with a double against Luke Dermott.
Took a couple short hops at the warning track.
That ball was well hit, and I thought it might have a chance to get out of here, but it did not make it out of here. But in any case, the tying run for the Greyhounds is 180 feet away, and Parker Massman steps in.
Oh, when you get the meat of the order, 2, 3, 4 coming up. This is the 3-hitter, Parker Massman, who he's just had an awesome, great career.
What's he batting now? Do you got his batting average?
He was batting .450 heading into the semifinal against Noblesville today.
Him and Whitner both batting,
and he hit one
in the
for
middle
3.
400s. 1-0, fouled back. Massman flew out to center field in the first inning. Dermott mowed down the Greyhounds 1, 2, 3 in the first inning. Faced 7 Greyhounds in the second inning. First Greyhound he's faced here in the third is standing on second base with a first pitch double. Ooh. Massman takes that one just a little bit low and inside. 2 balls and a strike.
Let's see if I can check on Sectional 7 at Municipal Stadium in Kokomo, where Zionsville's facing McCutcheon. They will face Fort Wayne Snyder in around 1:30 next Saturday at Loeb Stadium at Lafayette Jeff.
There's another well-hit ball to left field.
Is that gone?
That hits the fence, and that is going to score at least 1 run. And two batters and 2 doubles in a row for the Greyhounds. And the Greyhounds have tied this game up at 3 apiece. 2 well-hit balls to left field. Both of them ended up going to the wall, bouncing to the wall.
It's like Luke Albright heading down to the Fishers bullpen to warm up.
Both of these pitchers have really given up a lot more runs than they are accustomed to giving up in a game. No outs, a runner on second for the Greyhounds. That's Parker Massman. Jack Van Remorel, a .402 hitter. The third baseman takes the first pitch for strike 1. The Carmel batters must have seen something in Dermott the first time through the order, because coming up here, that's 1, 2, the last 5 batters, actually the last 6 batters for the Greyhounds have all reached, with the exception of Trent Terwilliger, who struck out. So 6 of the last 7 batters have reached base for the Carmel Greyhounds. Timeout is called. Van Remortel steps back in there with an 0-2 count. The Tigers and Luke Dermott in desperate need of an out here. The 0-2 pitch way outside. Brendan Tungate was about halfway into the left-handed batter's box to stop that ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jack Van Remortel waiting on Dermott. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss.
He got him on that off speed big time.
Wow.
We have an update on Sectional 7 at Kokomo's Municipal Stadium. And Zionsville shuts out McCutcheon 3-0. So Zionsville defends their sectional title.
And they will play Snyder.
They will play Fort Wayne Snyder in Game 2 next Saturday at Loeb Stadium in Lafayette.
Zionsville, the defending state runners-up from last year.
That was quite a game last year.
Good ball team, but not quite as good as what they had a year ago.
Still a lot of
talent there.
A lot of key players from that team still.
J.C. Hanley steps in. He's got a 1 strike count on him. Now it's 0-2.
That ball, he got just a little bit behind on that. And, like Hanley in an 0-2 hole.
That ball was almost in Tungate's glove before he swung. He just totally misjudged that one. But with a good pitcher, that's not a surprise.
Got under it.
Parker Massman took off with the pitch, managed to steal. A good throw down there by Brendan Tungate and a good tag by Caleb Brancheski. But Massman was in there with a stolen base.
It's got to make Hanley feel a little bit better, even though he's got a 1-2 count. He's got a runner in scoring position for sure now.
Outside evens a count 2-2.
So this
Parker
is the
Massman on third.
This is the only piece left to put in the 4-piece puzzle at Lafayette Jeff at Loeb Stadium next week.
Mm-hmm.
The winner of this will
timeout. Have you ever seen a game at Loeb Stadium?
Yeah, that's where Noblesville played 3 years ago for regionals.
Mm-hmm.
Great,
nice facility.
Yep, very spread out.
Been redone. I lived in Lafayette about 30 years ago, and they've done a lot of work on that stadium.
Checked
his swing. That'll make it a full count.
I was just outside on that front stripe of the left-handed batter's box. He thought about it, did Hanley.
Mm-hmm.
You got a real spacious press box, too.
Yes, that's a nice facility to work in.
Mm-hmm.
There's strike 3 called, and Hanley knew it. Great time for Luke Dermott's third strikeout of the game. That'll bring up Justin Green, who walked and scored the first run for the Greyhounds in the second inning. Runner on third. We are tied at 3-3 in the bottom of the third with 2 outs. Green takes the first pitch for strike 1.
Right in there.
Strike 2.
And regardless of who wins this game, they'll be the team with the best record in the regional for sure, by far.
Hot shot down the right field side, foul.
Fort Wayne Snyder goes in 17-11, Huntington North 16-9, and Zionsville notched their 20th win. They're 20-11.
Of course, Zionsville comes out of the HCC where the teams just beat up on each other every year.
Yeah. It's kind of a skewed record.
For the Tigers to come through the HCC with a 15-3 record is quite an accomplishment. The 0-2 pitch swung. That's going foul. That's going to be out of play and out of the reach.
Just out of reach.
Out of the third baseman, Caleb Brancheski. First inning went very, very quickly tonight. Since then, this has been a slow-moving game. Lots of base runners. Greyhounds looking to take the lead back here with 2 outs and an 0-2 count on the right fielder, Justin Green. There's a bouncing ball scooped up by Kyle Brancheski. He wins the race over to first, and Green is out for the third out of the inning. So in the bottom of the third for the Greyhounds, it was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on the bases. We are through 3, and the score is tied at 3 here at Shamrock Stadium.
No job is too small or too big for Indiana Restoration Services. Whether you're a homeowner or a large business experiencing water, fire, or storm, or mold remediation, or a homeowner that simply needs a good carpet cleaning, Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services has you covered. You can contact them at 317-776-9942 or visit them online at indianarestoration.com.
Tommy Summer is back out there on the mound for his 4th inning of action. Immediately seated to my right is Kyle Nedenrip from the Indianapolis Star, and he'll be joining us here a little bit later to give us his thoughts on this game and high school baseball in general. Number 1 versus number 3, and this game is living up to everything it was billed to be.
Yep, 3-3 through 3 full innings as we head to the top of the 4th with Fisher's going to be 7, 8, 9. Ryan Metz, Taylor Soper, followed by Trevor Newman, third up to this inning.
You know, we sit there and we say 7, 8, and 9, but as potent as this lineup is, Craig.
Yeah, it's just the position
Coach
put him in.
Yeah, it just really doesn't make a whole lot of difference because you got 300 hitters all over the place here. Ryan Metz steps in for his second at bat. Had a base hit and scored the 3rd Tiger run in the 2nd inning. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. That one's a little bit low, 2 balls, no strikes. No action in the Carmel Greyhound bullpen. Can't see if Luke Albright is still throwing down there in the Tiger bullpen or not.
He's kind of stopped for the time being. Just he was kind of weighing out the situation. I think trying to get a sign from coaches. And I think one just motioned down there, maybe for him to just toss.
The 2-1 pitch is fouled back into the seats on the right side. The bleachers are full. If you look over to our left, the hillside on the left side of the field is full. All the way down the right field line is full. Great crowd here tonight for this sectional championship. The 2-2 pitch popped up. That one's going to go out of play again.
Yeah, I moved down here in August of 2006. The first baseball sectional I covered was here at Westfield. And there was just a huge crowd. It may have been twice the crowd that we've got today.
The 2-2 pitch is sky high to center field. Parker Massman camps under it, brings it in for the first out of the inning.
And then Noblesville won that sectional, and then the following week they won the regional against Anderson Highland. I believe that was Anderson Highland's final year as a school.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost the Final Four to Cathedral, Noblesville did.
Taylor Soper follows the first pitch off to the left. So much sports history up there in the town of Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
So much of it has gone away. No more wigwam. Only 1 high school after they had 3 for so many years. And all 3 of those programs were very competitive.
You know, and you talk about Anderson going to 1 high school, and now they're at the old Madison Heights building.
Mm-hmm.
Muncie South converged with Muncie Central for 1 school. And I believe within the next year or so, Elkhart Central and Elkhart Memorial are going to converge once again. They haven't been 1 school since the 72-73 school year was the first year they split.
So Taylor Soper goes down looking for the second out at the top of the 4th. That'll bring up Trevor Newman. He had a single his last time up, was stranded, did not score. I guess in Hamilton County, we're so used to just building more schools and schools getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's a different thing that we're just not used to.
You know, and obviously
0-2.
Nothing has come about or has been talked about recently with the 2 Lawrence schools, Central and North.
Mm-hmm.
If they were to converge, I mean, that would be a power as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that's just a little too big for 1 school.
Yeah, that would be too big for 1 school. Whether they would have it, you know, at Lawrence North or 56th Street at LC, but that'd be way too big.
Ooh, a little bit low.
Just slightly low on that 0-2 pitch.
Of course, a lot of people have commented with almost 5,000 students at Carmel why they haven't gone to a second campus.
Or even just how big the two Southeastern and Fishers high schools are both above 3, I believe. Is that correct?
Just a little bit, right around 3.
Right around 3. And that's just amazing how the schools around here grow.
Well, my son graduated 20 years ago from Hamilton Southeastern High School. His class had 277 students in it. The graduation's coming up this weekend for Fishers and for Hamilton Southeastern. Will graduate well over 1,500 students.
Oh, my.
Full count on Trevor Newman. Tommy Summer trying to get a 3-up, 3-down inning here, and he's going to get it.
He got it.
Swing and a miss. So Newman goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And in the top of the 4th for the Tigers, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on the bases. We're in the middle of the 4th with the score tied at 3-3.
Logan Street Signs and Banners celebrating 25 years. And they specialize in last-minute signage and banners. They've been serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. Pop quiz, how many years were they on Logan Street?
2 or 3, I think.
3, I believe, is the magic number.
Well, see, I wasn't wrong either way. I just guessed.
You can contact them at 773-7200 or visit their new website, LoganStreetSigns.com. Also, give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for all your signage and banner needs.
Luke Dermott is back out on the mound for the Tigers for his 4th inning of work. He'll be facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in Matt Buchkowski's order for the Greyhounds. That being Aaron Ernst, Colin Donahue, and Chris McNally.
Well, through 4 innings, Summer has thrown 69 pitches and 60 through 3 innings for Luke Dermott.
He's thrown a few more pitches than he did the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Ernst takes the first pitch for a strike called.
That was pretty where it landed.
Mm-hmm. Second pitch, swing and a miss. Ernst is in the hole at 0-2. He had a base hit in the 2nd inning and scored the 2nd Greyhound run. Just staying alive. Foul tipped that and went between the legs of catcher Brendan Tungate and back to the screen.
He wants to make sure he and Dermott are still on the same page signs-wise, or in case Ernst gets on.
The 0-2 pitch.
Oh. He handcuffed him.
Yep. Technically, strike 3 called. Ernst went to swing on it, checked his swing, but was rung up.
For looks like, I think that's the 5th.
4th or 5th?
I've got 5. 2 in the 3rd, 1 here in the 4th, 1 each in the 1st and 2nd.
Yep.
That's that strike 1 to Donahue.
Donahue was hit by a pitch. Is the first time up. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Both of these pitchers have come back from adversity and come back strong. Strike 3 called. Another called strikeout. 6th strikeout of the game for Luke Dermott. That brings up the number 9 hitter, Chris McNally.
4 of those 6 have been looking.
McNally reached with a single in the 2nd. Picked up 2 RBIs in that inning. Two outs, bottom of the 4th. Tigers and the Greyhounds tied at 3. There's a high pop-up. Who's going to call for that? It looks like Trevor Newman is calling for it, and he's got it for the out. So, in the 4th inning for the Greyhounds, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on the bases. End of 4. Score remains Greyhounds 3, Tigers 3.
Brad, how many ways can people watch all of our high school broadcasts?
I don't think I've got enough fingers to count all the ways now. There is a bunch.
Not anymore, as obviously you can go to our YouTube channel at Hamilton County TV. You can go to Facebook and look up Hamilton County TV.
Mm-hmm.
You can also, on your Apple TV, download the IHSAA.TV.org app.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can also, on your Roku.
I was going to say this is a good time, a couple of quick innings.
How many more have we got there, Craig?
Oh, probably 2, 3. But many ways to look us up, and especially tonight's broadcast, as we are, as normal, we are part of the IHSAA Champions Network, and we are proud to be the featured game tonight on IHSAATV.org.
A lot of ways
Thanks
to watch Hamilton County television.
Joining us
right now is Kyle Nedenrip from the Indianapolis Star. Kyle, what's your take on this game so far?
Well, a little surprised early with the amount of hits and runs scored. Coming in, I know Sommer hadn't given up pretty much anything up until the North Central game as far as earned runs go, and Fisher's got to him a little bit. And I thought that second inning, he was kind of slow. I thought it kind of slowed down there, and I think Fisher's, was able to get a couple infield hits, a walk, and did just enough. And then, of course, Carmel comes right back at him there. So now we got a brand new game. It looks like right now both pitchers starting to settle in a little bit.
Yeah. Now you're familiar with the rest of the state. Who in the rest of the state in 4A can challenge either of these teams?
I would look here honestly with Cathedral. With their pitching staff. They're probably not as good of a hitting team as either of these two, but with their pitching, with Eaton on the mound, they could beat anybody on any given day. They've got 3 or 4 guys that can take the mound and compete with either of these two teams.
Of course, they're in the south side of the state.
They're on the south side, so that'd be a state championship.
Yeah, that'd be a championship meet there.
I'm not sure in the regional. I think either of these teams would probably go in as a pretty big favorite. Zionsville, of course. We knew what kind of arms they had last year, but that's a lot different team this year.
Ground ball to the second baseman, McNally, over to first, and Andy Bennett is retired for the first out of the 5th inning.
Yeah, Zionsville, they lost a lot to graduation, but they also did have a lot of pieces coming back, or a decent amount coming back, especially Riley Bertram, who we see him everywhere. He's all over the basketball court and now baseball, and just seeing the different names. A lot of pitching changes for Zionsville from last year, but it didn't matter. They still got out of that 20 win hump this year, and now 2011 going into regionals.
Yeah, that's a school now. With the year like they had last year, the tradition, it kind of builds off itself. You have some guys, like Riley, who, of course, his family, the Bertram family there, some tradition with the baseball program, and Drew playing, and that's become a good baseball program, and that kind of feeds off itself, with the team they had like last year going into this year again. And I don't know that they'll be in the state championship again, but I think they could challenge either of these teams as well.
Of course, the other thing that happens, Kyle, is just plain and simple. The Hoosier Crossroad Conference is such a strong conference that the chances of a team getting through the Hoosier Crossroad Conference undefeated are virtually nil.
Yeah.
And with the 3-game set in there, 18 of your games are against your conference foes. So a lot of people, really believe that in the Hoosier Crossroad Conference, the teams are just beating up on each other. And the result of Craig Yoho's at bat is another strikeout.
Quick
and
2
outs.
And you mentioned the the HCC, and I know Avon and Brownsburg are playing tonight for a sectional championship. Brownsburg didn't have a great year, but, in baseball, anything can happen when you get into a sectional championship game.
Well, Avon started out slow, but, boy, they came on like a house on fire there about halfway through the HCC season.
Yeah, a lot of these, like I said, it could be a pitching matchup or you run into a hot team on the right night. I mean, it's a baseball, unlike many other sports, it's just about who's hot at the right time and how how healthy your arms are.
But the fortunate thing for both of these teams is they're both deep on pitching, which does not happen very often. And I think the HCC may have a little bit of an edge in that because of that 3-game series. These teams are used to playing back-to-back-to-back games, and they have to have that pitching depth. Where in the MIC, the Greyhounds are only playing a home and away in their conference, but they're also playing a lot of good competition.
Yeah, they are. I don't know what you guys think about the 3-game series. I really like it. I think that's more of a
college atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's
or
more
even pro.
And it's more of a baseball environment, I guess, where that.
Of course,
that's kind of how the game's played.
That's probably going to be changing here next year with the addition of Franklin Central.
Right.
And I know in talking to the various athletic directors, they have talked about different formats and stuff, but going back to 8 teams, that would put 21 of your games as conference games, and that's a lot. So I think they're trying to figure out how they can do a home and away or just a 2-game series, and been a lot of interesting speculation on what that'll be.
Yeah, I hope they can find a way to keep that, because I think that's a good way to do it. I like the familiarity it breeds between the schools as well. It kind of builds those rivalries that are pretty natural anyway. That's a lot of those schools are pretty familiar with each other anyway. I think it's neat that they play each other that much.
It's also a good thing because a lot of these kids, no matter what level of college,
Brancheski grounds that ball to the shortstop right through the outstretched mitt of Trent Terwilliger. I'm assuming that is going to be an error on Terwilliger.
Yeah, that went right under or touched his glove at short.
So the Tigers have got a 2-out runner.
Yeah, but no matter what level of college or even if a player gets drafted and they're going to actually go straight to whichever level of professional baseball, it gets them used to that format, which, I mean, it's, a great thing that HCC's got going right now, and it prepares kids that much more for their future if they're going to go the baseball route.
I think it probably gives you more of a true champion, too, when you play that many games against each other.
Brendan Tungate bounces that one to the shortstop. He goes over to second, and the sides are retired. Hang in there just a second with us there, Kyle. Let me just summarize this inning, and we'll be right back to you. In the top of the 5th for the Tigers, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on the bases. Middle of the 5th, the score is tied 3-3. Kyle, I think we're a little biased up here in Hamilton County because we feel like we've got some great baseball up here. Probably some of the some of the best teams in the state. And if you put a combination of Hamilton County together with the HCC, you got some dynamite programs.
Very good.
What about in the other classes? What do you see in those so far?
We can kind of look through that. I know New Pal got upset by Chatard, that's pretty big in 3A.
So what will you be doing for the rest of the summer with schools closed? Will you get a little bit of time to yourself, or?
Well, we got Indian All-Stars coming up, so
gets back into his basketball mode.
Basketball's never too far away.
No.
So you'll get a little time from about the middle or latter part of June until football starts. Then it's
then you start thinking football.
The daily grind and your Friday predictions, which I always look forward to every week. And for the most part, I pretty much agreed with you on what you predicted. We're going to keep Kyle here one more inning as the Greyhounds come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th with the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, it's never there's never – that's part of the reason I like this job is there's never too much downtime. There's always something going on, and of course, Indian All-Stars will be coming up here starting after next week, and kind of jump back into the basketball scene a little bit. And then
now, do you get to look in onto some of the summer programs, the basketball programs and football programs, and what's going on?
Yeah, and I like June. A lot of the high school basketball teams are back together in June, playing in various tournaments and shootouts and whatnot. So I would almost rather watch the high school teams play than the AAU teams. AAU has it's good to see too.
There's so mixed of different players from different areas.
Some of the top level players playing together.
Terwilliger goes down on strikes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts now for Luke Dermott. How do you feel about the rules changes that allow the coaches to work with their teams in off season now?
Well, that's a good question, because that could be changing again, and kind of the idea, I think, is to allow less interaction between coaches and players.
High pop-up on the right side of the field. Kyle Brencheski is there in fair territory, makes the out for the second out of the inning. Go right ahead, Kyle.
So we'll see what happens with that. I know the IHSAA kind of tabled that proposal. I know there's some concern. I talked to Mike Kirshner at Ben Davis, the football coach there, about his concerns about it, and he said a lot of our kids, they need the structure. We like to have them, kind of under our watch, and kind of gives those kids who aren't doing track or not doing an off-season sport a little bit more structure, and he feels like that's necessary. The IHSAA is trying to give kids more of a break, and I understand that. So I think there's maybe some happy medium there.
Yeah, I think that works both ways.
Yeah, so hopefully that's something that can be worked out and alleviate some of the concerns from people like Kirshner. But we'll see. That's always an interesting topic.
Swing and a foul ball, 1-2 now on the center fielder Parker Massman. One of the three 400 hitters on this Greyhound lineup.
Well, these pitchers seem to be really finding it now. It's been a different game here the last 2-3 innings.
Swinging another foul back, still 1-2. I saw a couple record-setting games at Fisher's that I did back in April when Luke Dermott pitched a game, 16 strikeouts, and Craig Yoho hit 3 home runs in a game. There's a ground ball to the third baseman, Urchensky. Over to the first baseman, Brencheski, and the inning is over. In the bottom of the fifth for the Greyhounds, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on the bases, end of 5. Score remains 3-3. Kyle, we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we're just in the middle of a whale of a game here. Any prediction on how this might come out?
Boy, no.
Well, you're sitting in a Westfield press box. I mean, we're not.
It's a neutral site here, but it should be a great finish. Great night for baseball. This crowd is fantastic. So this is what it's all about.
My personal thought is whichever team makes a mistake.
Yeah.
Is going to end up losing this game because the mistakes are these teams are both so good that they can take advantage of the mistakes.
Right.
Kyle Neddenrip of the Indianapolis Star, thank you for joining us.
Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Noblesville Trophies also provides you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391 or check them out online at noblesvilletrophies.com. Also, look them up on Facebook at Noblesville Trophies and on Twitter at Noblesville Trophies.
I wonder if Jim's gotten any tweets for us tonight. He's been pretty quiet down there in the truck.
Yeah, he has.
We usually we usually hear from him. We better
unless it's my hissing earpiece.
That could be that that could very well. You have to put that thing on every once in a while and listen to what he says, because Jim is kind of like that. What was it, that old E.F. Hutton commercial? When E.F. Hutton speaks, people listen. Between him and Rick Vanderweil in here today, it's kind of like old home week here. A lot of history with those two guys on the old Channel 19.
Well, that's not good. A rain alert from the Weather Channel. And rain should begin in about 20 minutes.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
If you see this dark cloud over us, hopefully we can get this game in beforehand. They do have the lights on here at Shamrock Field.
We're in the top of the 6th, tied 3-3. The Tigers sending the 5, 6, and 7 batters up. Kyle Brencheski, the first to face Tommy Summer. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
He made him reach. That's what Summer did late in the game against North Central on Thursday.
Outside evens a count at 2-2. Radar from one of our old local outlets here in the Indy area is showing some showers up by Frankfort and over by Lebanon.
Hopefully it'll keep moving north.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 6th. Kyle Brencheski swings and misses. First out.
Second strikeout for Brencheski on the night. He's 1 for 3 with 2 Ks.
Got a right fielder, number 15, Matthew Wolf.
That the 5th strikeout for Summer, I believe. Is that what you got?
1, 2, 3. That's 5.
Yeah.
What, 7 now for Dermott?
Matthew Wolf steps in, 1 for 2 so far. Takes the first pitch at the knees on the inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, Summer knows exactly where he can locate that inside corner of the plate now. Oh, wow.
There's a well-hit ball, but right at Aaron Ernst. And he makes the catch on that one for the second out of the inning.
He barely had to move maybe 2-3 steps tops.
They had Wolf played perfectly. 2 up and 2 down. Designated hitter Ryan Metz steps in. Metz pitched the first game this morning. Gave up 1 run in a what was, I believe, a 6-1 victory.
6-1 over Westfield in the second semi.
2 outs in the top of the 6th. Metz takes the first pitch outside at the knees for strike 1. Little high, evens the count at 1-1. Well, the fortunate thing with that rain that's on the radar is it's not a big line of showers. That one's fouled straight back over the press box and behind us, probably landing just out in front of the concession stand.
Maybe between the tennis courts over there.
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ryan Metz. 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th here at Shamrock Stadium. That one's high and gets away from Colin Donahue. Evens the count at 2-2.
Yeah, looking for, we've had 2.5 innings, the last 2.5 innings solid with no scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for one of these two teams to break through anytime now. Oh,
Called strike 3.
like I said.
To our left, they're cheering. To our right, they're not too happy. But that's the way the game goes. So in the 6th for the Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on the bases. Middle of the 6th, score remains tied at 3 apiece, with the Tigers coming up in the bottom of the 6th with Jack Van Remodel, J.C. Handley, and Justin Green due up.
Who doesn't like a free movie, Brad?
Oh, I'll take a free movie anytime, especially if there's popcorn.
I wonder if Jim's going to bring popcorn Friday
Oh, he give
night.
away free popcorn, too?
Oh, we shouldn't put that in his...
No, we don't. No,
we shouldn't do that yet.
I don't want anybody to walk up there and say, Brad said Jim's giving away free popcorn. He is not giving away free popcorn.
Saturday night. free movies at Witten Park with Wofford Theater's Movies on the Go continue. Actually, they'll start because May 20th, Finding Dory got rained out. No pun intended, but Saturday, June 3rd, Moana will be the showing at Witten Park and Fishers, presented by Saxony. And on June 17th, 2 weeks from now, it'll be Sing. Free classic movie events at Forest Park in Noblesville start this Friday night, and that will be Patch Adams. For more of the listings and the calendar of movies, head to WoffordTheater.com and see which movie you and your family would like to go see. Movies in the park. Also, don't forget, Saturday, July 8th, Noblesville Street Dance at the Federal Hill Commons in Noblesville.
Jack Van Romano, the cleanup hitter for the
Popped it up.
For the Greyhounds, steps in. High fly ball. Who's going to take that? Looks like it's the left fielder, Taylor Soper, who finally gets that. When that ball left the bat, I thought that was going to be an infield fly. But that ball really skied. And one pitch and one out. J.C. Hanley steps in. 0 for 2 so far in this game with a line out to center field and a strikeout looking. There's a strike one. The 0-1 pitch, a little bit low. Evens the count at 1-1.
Just a bit lower than that first pitch strike.
That one's clips the outside corner. 1-2. For those of you who are just joining us, you have missed one whale of a ball game. You've missed quite a pitcher's battle here between Luke Dermott out there on the mound right now and the red and white stripes for the Fishers Tigers, and Tommy Summer for the Greyhounds. There's a strike, swing and a miss. Hanley goes down swinging for the second time in this game.
8th overall for Luke Dermott on the mound.
Justin Green, the right fielder, steps in. Walked and lined. I didn't line back to the first baseman. Bounced out to first baseman Kyle Brancheski to end the third inning.
Green looked frustrated looking at that first pitch strike.
There's a bouncing ball to Andy Bennett. Bennett scoops it up over to Kyle Brancheski. The sides are retired. So for the Greyhounds in the bottom of the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on the bases. At the end of 6, we're still tied at 3-3. Want to tell you a couple things coming up here on Hamilton County Television. Tomorrow night we will have regional softball action as the Kokomo Wildcats will travel down to Fishers to meet the Hamilton Southeastern Royals for the regional championship in softball. And then Friday night, it's semi-state lacrosse. And lacrosse semi-state now is coming from White River Elementary up on Cumberland Road there, north of 191st Street or north of Field Drive, I believe.
North of Field Drive.
Yeah, and if you want to go out and see something interesting, go see a lacrosse match. Or if you're going to be home Friday night, just take a little view with us here on Hamilton County Television, and we'll be bringing you that game on Friday night. We're moving into the 7th. One of these teams needs to score a run sooner or later. The bottom 3, Matthew Cherry's order will be coming up. Correction, the bottom 2, I'm sorry. Taylor Soper, Trevor Newman, then it's back to the top for Andy Bennett. Soper is grounded out to second and struck out looking. Big swing and a miss. Swung so hard on that he lost his elbow pad.
He took a step back, and that elbow pad came off. Summer keeps heating up.
Yeah,
throughout this game.
Yes, he does. He hasn't lost a thing. Although in comparison to Luke Dermott, he has only faced the minimum once in this game, whereas Dermott has got 4 innings where he has faced the minimum number of Greyhounds. Swinging a foul back. Good job of protecting himself by Soper. Tigers looking to score here in the 7th. Not let this go to overtime. Swing and a miss by Soper. He's out. Seventh strikeout now for Tommy Summer. Trevor Newman's had a pretty good day at the plate. He had a single in the second. Did strike out in the fourth. Managed to make it to third base in the second inning. Got stranded there. One of these teams looking for an all-expense trip to beautiful Loeb Stadium in Lafayette, Indiana, next Saturday.
You can feel the intensity just rising.
Yes. This is fantastic baseball, Craig.
Yeah. To say the least, with the MIC and HCC champs duking it out.
That one comes in a little bit low. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Newman, a .373 hitter at the bottom of the order. Swing and a miss.
Just behind on that pitch.
Got a low fastball over the outside corner of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Some are looking for the K here. There's a well-hit ball into right center field. Justin Green gets there and makes the play. When that ball left the bat, I thought he might not be able to get there. I thought he may have a gapper, but Green was playing over just enough towards center field that he was able to get out there and make that play. And that'll bring up Andy Bennett in the top of the order for the Tigers here with 2 outs in the 7th. We're all knotted at 3-3.
Bennett's 0 for 3, hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield here in this game, but 2 for 4 earlier today against Westfield with a couple RBIs and a run scored.
I can't see the number, but there is somebody throwing in the Greyhound bullpen. That one bounces in front of the center fielder, Parker Massman, and Andy Bennett is on with a 2-out hit. The Tigers have been held hitless since the 3rd inning. And that will bring up to the plate Craig Yoho.
I believe that may end the night for Tommy Summer.
Yeah, we've got somebody coming in from the bullpen. I cannot see the number yet.
As we see him already walking in, he's gotten the nod already. He can't step over the stripe until he's called on. Nope, he's not going in yet. That's Cameron Ferrer.
A little trickery there.
Yeah.
On the part of Matt,
especially with
Buchkowski.
Interesting strategery.
Yeah, with had there not been 2 outs, maybe he might have made a switch.
Right, and I think Buchkowski probably thinks Summer can get out of this. And if they get a lead and
Yoho is 0 for 3 today. They're giving him right center field, a big gap in right center. That one's over the knees on the inside corner for a called strike. I can remember back in 2005, during the championship game between Brownsburg and Evansville Memorial. Brownsburg had a similar situation with Lance Lynn on the mound. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the Brownsburg coach went out, and I later asked one of the Brownsburg players, what did he say to Lance? He said, Lance, can you win this game? And Lance said, yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
And they did go and win the game.
An undefeated season for Brownsburg that year.
0-2 on Yoho. There's a high fly ball.
I was going to say I lost it.
Aaron Ernst is going to be camped under it here shortly. He makes the play. So the base runner does not get home for the Tigers. And they are down in the top of the 7th. So in the top of the 7th for the Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on the bases. Going to the bottom of the 7th, we're all tied up at 3 apiece.
The Bold and Sassy Salon, Brad. That's the official stylist for Jim Wofford and Will Wofford. For an appointment, call or text Brenda at 317-501-0572 or Don at 931-436-0678. They're located in Noblesville. And if you mention that you heard about Bold and Sassy Salon from Hamilton County TV, you get 10% off of your visit to the Bold and Sassy Salon. 789 coming up, Brad.
Bold and Sassy, one of our great Hamilton County television sponsors. We appreciate their support. We appreciate your support wherever you're watching us tonight. We'd like to hear from you. Give us a shout out on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, or call Jim in the office tomorrow. We're going to the bottom of the 7th.
The fans are getting restless. You can hear it.
A lot of noise coming from our right from the Tiger fans. First pitch from Dermott is a curveball right over the heart of the plate. Aaron Ernst is down 0-1. Ernst is 1 for 2 in this game. That one bounces in, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
This will be pitch number 90 for Dermott right here.
Swing and a miss on the curveball. He just misjudged that one just a little. He did not miss that by much. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Ernst goes down on strikes for the first out.
Ernst has struck out twice now, once looking, once swinging.
Catcher Colin Donahue steps in. He's been on base once tonight, courtesy of being hit by a pitch by Luke Dermott. Struck out in the 4th. That one's low, ball 1. Tigers want this to go to extra innings. Greyhounds would like to end it right here in the 7th.
Big swing there.
Donahue was trying to put it over in the softball field that time for a walk-off homer, and he missed bad. 1-1 to count on Colin Donahue.
Oh,
that's a little bit inside. He started to swing, but no doubt about that. That was a ball. He didn't even. I don't even think his ball got his bat got anywhere near the plate. 2 balls and a strike on Donahue. That one's fouled straight back. Evens the count at 2-2. What a game we have seen tonight, Craig. This is just baseball at its best. This game has been everything we thought it would be.
You can't beat Sectional 8.
Nope.
There it is.
Strike 3 called. Colin Donahue got frozen on a beautiful curveball from Luke Dermott for the second out.
That's strikeout number 10 for Luke Dermott on the night here in 6 2/3 innings.
Bottom of the order, Chris McNally is up. McNally had a base hit in the 2nd. Flew out to center field in the 4th. We're 1 out away from extra innings. Oh,
that looked like it was a strike.
I think that had to be just a shade high.
That's why I say hats off to plate umpires, because I don't have the eyes
That one's over the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike on Chris McNally.
I've got the eyes from up here, but not directly behind the catcher like that.
The 2-1 pitch from Dermott. Swing and a foul back. Evens the count at 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Greyhounds looking to score a run any old way that they can to end this. Tigers wanting to send this to extra innings. There's a pop fly. Third baseman Caleb Brancheski is under it. He makes the play, and after 7, we are tied at 3-3.
No job is too small or too big for Indiana Restoration Services. Whether you are a homeowner or a large business experiencing water, fire, storm, smoke or odor removal, or mold remediation, or a homeowner that simply needs a good carpet cleaning, Indiana Restoration has you covered. Give them a call at 317-776-9942 or check them out online at indianarestoration.com.
Well, we've got a coach standing here behind us who can maybe give us some words of wisdom about this game. Coach Bunnell, this has been one whale of a ball game.
It has. I wish I'd gotten to see more of it. I got pulled into the concession stand. I guess what happens around here. When
were you making hot dogs and popcorn?
It to the championship game. Yeah, we had a big
Well, the
rush,
popcorn
so
smelled good.
It's the glamorous life
smelled good.
of
We
high
saw
school
Kyle
baseball
eating
coach.
some of it over there. What's your impression of this game so far?
Well, two pretty evenly matched teams. I think offensively, you maybe tip the scale a little bit to Carmel. Defensively, maybe a little bit to Fishers, and kind of a push on the mound. I think depth maybe tips to Fishers' side, so extra innings may play in their favor. We'll have to see.
We knew this wouldn't be a straight-up pitcher's duel, despite how great these two pitchers are, because of the strength of the bats of both teams. And we're going to find out here as we go to the eighth inning here to see which one's going to be survival of the fittest.
That's right. It's it's good baseball. It's fun to watch. So it's good for us, the fans, that get to watch the game. So we'll take it.
Well, you guys have done a great job with this tournament out here. Your staff and the grounds people and everybody who's been involved in this has put on a great tournament. With the exception of a rain out on Wednesday, the playing conditions have just been marvelous. A lot of credit to you guys here.
Well, thank you. Our athletic directors work hard, and Nick Zachary with our grounds crew has been out with us all weekend and just done a tremendous job. So,
well, Coach, I was telling Craig when I got here on Thursday afternoon, with as wet as it was on Thursday all day, I walked up here about 3 o'clock and looked at this field and went, "Oh my! Do they have a dome over this thing?" I mean, they did a fantastic job.
Sodexo did a great job, really did.
Well, Coach, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate your comments. Coach Ryan Bunnell of the Westfield Shamrocks. Pitching change for the Greyhounds. On the mound now is number 6, Cameron Farrar. Farrar's first pitch is a ball a little bit high. What have you got on Farrar for us there, Craig?
He's 4-0 with a 1.54 ERA and 27 1/3 innings, 48 Ks to 8 walks. So he literally is in the same boat. He's just overshadowed by Habiger and Summer.
Mm-hmm.
He's faced 105 batters, and his 6-to-1 K to walk ratio is pretty darn good still.
Yep.
Only giving up 14 hits.
Both of these teams are definitely 3 deep on starting pitching, and Coach Matt Bukowski is coming out, and I don't quite understand this. I'm wondering if he's thinking that possibly there might be something wrong with Farrar. He's taking the ball from him, and the Greyhounds are going to make a pitching change here.
Wow, they did have...
Farrar only threw 2 pitches.
And we do have a slight drizzle starting to come down from the northwest.
That's not a slight drizzle.
Okay, Jim's getting drenched down there. I can see it now.
Yeah, we're trying to get the cameras taken care of so we can stay in the air.
So it looks like an emergency get a pitcher out of the bullpen for Carmel here.
Yeah, it just almost looked like something might have happened to Farrar there. And if that is the case, whoever the new pitcher is will be given as much time to warm up as needed. And hopefully this rain that's coming in here will get in and out of here quickly.
We have almost as many fans underneath the bleachers as we do in the grass.
You can hear the rain hitting the bleachers as we've got another left-handed Carmel pitcher. Let's check out the number, I believe.
12.
This is 12, Ryan Wook.
And it is coming down very, very hard right now.
So I'd be interested to know, I guess, what Coach Buczkowski's, if he saw something with
It is starting to slow down now.
Ferrer, was if he was something going on with his arm, with those two pitches he threw that were both balls.
Well, there is one cell that is coming over Westfield, but it looks like as soon as that cell gets through here, if it's brief, we should be able to continue playing without a problem. We'll have to see how many pitches that he is given. If he's given more than the 8 standard pitches, that will definitely be the indication that Farrar went out because of an injury.
Oh, he did not come cold out of the dugout. He was down in the bullpen, maybe just tossing. So I think he was warming up in some capacity. But
it doesn't look like they're counting pitches on him right now because he's thrown quite a few pitches already.
He's thrown at least 6.
So Ryan Wook comes in.
Wook a 2.00 ERA, and in 14 innings, he's given up 21 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 8 strikeouts, and 2 walks to his credit, facing 64 hitters.
Caleb Brencheski is the batter, the third baseman. We haven't heard anything from anybody up here as far as what the nature of Farrar's injury might be. But we can only surmise because of the number of warm-up pitches that Wook was given that Farrar did have some kind of an injury out there.
It was something like that because Buczkowski wouldn't have just come out and pulled him after 2 pitches for I don't think anything. So we'll see how this goes. 2-0 count here on Brencheski.
We're in the top of the 8th. Rain is threatening. The Tigers are threatening. The Greyhounds have made 2 pitching changes in this inning already. Tommy Summer basically pitched a complete game, but he was lifted. That's ball 4 on Caleb Brencheski. And the Fishers Tigers have got the first batter aboard via the walk. That'll bring up Brendan Tungate, the catcher. Once again, a lot of power in this batting order.
We do have over 200 people watching live at this moment, so we should thank them.
There's a pop back. Donahue not able to get back there. Still a little bit of light rain coming down, and in looking at the radar right now, it looks like once this passes through, we will be clear for the rest of the evening.
I'd like to thank everybody that's joined us tonight, however you have. We appreciate your viewership. I imagine the heightened 1 versus 3 matchup always helps to people to tune in.
And I've got to believe that we probably have some Huntington people watching this game. Here's a sacrifice bunt. That does the job, and that gets Brencheski over to second base on a beautiful sacrifice bunt by Brendan Tungate.
Yeah, and with Terwilliger not covering the bag, a healthy round of second base by Caleb Brencheski. But a great
1 out, a runner in scoring position. That brings up Kyle Brencheski, the younger brother.
Who's had a pretty good sectional tournament.
Yes, he has. In this game, he struck out twice, but he also has a base hit.
He went 1 for 4 in the semifinal 6-1 win over Westfield.
1 out and 1 on. The pitch from Wook. Oh, a hot shot down the left field line, just foul. Hold on to your hats. It's exciting times at the old ballpark. This game just about 2 hours old now. The 0-1 pitch from Wook. That one is inside. It gets away from Colin Donahue just a little bit, but not far enough away for Caleb Brencheski to advance.
Great block by Donahue to keep it in front of him and in the batter's box.
I can't see who that is loosening up down there, if that's still Luke Albright.
I think that may be Albright still.
That would make sense. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Wook, one of the senior members of Matt Bachkowski's team. 2-1 pitch to Kyle Brencheski.
Just low.
Outside and low. Wow. 3-1. I think if I'm the Fishers Brain Trust, I'm telling Brencheski now, if you get a ball that's hittable, go ahead. Because you know he doesn't want to put you on base.
Right.
That's a strike. Ooh.
Looked identical to that outside pitch for a ball.
Was just a little bit higher. I think that's the only difference. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Top of the 8th.
He definitely doesn't want to walk 2 in a row, even though he only threw 2 of those balls to Brencheski.
Caleb Brencheski led off with a walk. Brendan Tungate sacrificed him over to second. Brother Kyle Brencheski up there with a 3-2 count with 1 out. Ryan Wook trying to stop. Swing and a miss.
But
strike 3, but on the play
with ease.
Caleb Brencheski steals third base, so he is only 90 feet away from being the go-ahead run in this game. 2 outs. Matthew Wolf steps in. Wolf is 1 for 3. Had a double in the second inning and scored the second run for the Tigers. Wolf hits that one to the shortstop. Scoops it up the long throw. He's safe! And the Tigers have taken the lead.
In the hole, he hit that ball, and Terwilliger had a ways to go to get that ball across the diamond.
A very, very close play there at first, and I don't see anybody from the Carmel dugout coming out to challenge that, but a very alert running job by Caleb Brencheski. The fact that he took off with the pitch and he never let up, probably figuring that Matthew Wolf was going to be out at first base. 1 run, 1 hit so far in this inning. That's going to bring up Ryan Metz. And the Tigers have taken the lead. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
And you've got to attribute that to the strong and aggressive base running of Brencheski.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Getting sacked over and then stealing
Had he not
third.
stolen the base, he'd still be on second base.
Yep. He aggressively stole third.
Amazing how some of the little things can make just such a huge, huge difference in the outcome of the game. And that heads-up steal by Brencheski, just Wook had not been holding him on at all, and he had that base stolen easily. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ryan Metz.
You know, people love watching, extra base hits or home runs hit, but you know what? It's small ball that really makes baseball go around.
The 1-2 pitch to Ryan Metz. There's a ground ball to third. Van Remortel gets it over to Rhett Whitmer for the out. But in the inning, 1 huge run, 1 big hit, 1 super huge. I can't emphasize that more. You said it already, Craig. 1 super huge stolen base. No errors, 1 man left, but in the middle of the 8th now, the Fishers Tigers are 3 outs away from their first sectional victory in a trip to the regional next week in Lafayette. And looking back on this game, Craig, first inning was kind of ho-hum on both sides. Second inning, Tigers came out and scored 3 runs, sent 7 players to the plate. The Greyhounds came right back in the bottom of the second, sent 7 players to the plate and scored 2 runs. Nothing happened in the third inning for the Tigers. In the third inning for the Greyhounds, they did score 1 run and tied it up at 3-3, and that is where it has been since the third inning. Lots of 3 ups, 3 downs since then, and we are going to the bottom of the 8th. The Tigers 3 outs away from a sectional victory. The Carmel Greyhounds 3 outs away from summer vacation.
Top of the order, Trent Terwilliger, Rhett Whitner, and Parker Massman for the Greyhounds. And here we go, bottom 8.
Luke Dermott has just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger as he has gone on in this game, and he starts to wiggle out with a called strike. Another pitch, a little bit high. Dermott's in a rhythm right now. Mm-hmm. He's ready to get this game over with. Swing and a pop-up. Matthew Wolf is going after that in foul territory and gets the first out. Big out. Huge out.
3 pitches, 1 out. Fishers 2 outs away.
The heart of the order coming up here for the Greyhounds. This thing is by no means over. Rhett Whitmer steps in, hitting well over 400. He's struck out, flown out, and with a 2-base hit so far tonight.
Yeah, he's hitting 444.
First pitch to Whitmer is a strike at the belt on the inside corner. Very quiet over on the Carmel side right now, which I can understand. Fishers fans cheering with every pitch. That one's on the lower inside corner, and Rhett Whitmer is down 0-2.
And the way he swung the bat today with that big double and then the huge home run he had in game.
Oh, there's one that's going to go into the gap. No, it's not. Matthew Wolf was right there. He had been playing well over toward the right field line, but they shifted him over.
Yep, Coach Darren Sims gave the motion for him to shade to his right toward that right center gap, and that's exactly where that ball was hit for out number 2 off the bat of Whitner.
Most of the Tiger fans are on their feet here, as we are. Parker Massman steps in, another 400 hitter. First pitch fouled straight back. Dermott looks just as strong as he's looked through this whole game, Craig.
And he looks even stronger out there because he knows what could happen.
Yep.
With another out.
Each pitch he's throwing in now, he knows could be the last pitch. Evens up the count at 1-1.
And you may see some players hop that fence in the bullpen down that right field line.
Yeah.
Momentarily.
They're all standing there. Everybody on the red side is up. That one is just a little bit high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. on Parker Massman. If he reaches, Jack Van Remortel is in the on-deck circle. Drama at the ballpark.
Great crowd on hand.
There's a swing. There's a well-hit ball into right center field. It is caught by Trevor Newman, and the Fishers Tigers have won Sectional 8, 4-3. Wow.
Look at the dog pile by the mound.
Well, this has been a year of firsts for the Tigers. Their first HCC championship, their first sectional championship. Look at Coach Matthew Cook running out there with both of his children. And that is one happy group of Tigers, and you got to give them a lot of credit. They came into the season this year feeling like they really had something special, Craig, and it turns out that they have had something special. And this is a team, quite frankly, that can probably go rather deep into this tournament.
You know, and I said when we saw them in the first HCC series of the season against Noblesville just after spring breaks had been already done. Actually, it was the second week of Noblesville's, and I think Fishers was on their spring break.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a team that hits like they do and plays like they do, I've told numerous people, I said, this is the team that Matthew Cherry has been waiting on.
Yes, yeah.
He's had teams
Matt
on the
Cherry
cusp.
was an assistant at Hamilton Southeastern before the split.
Yep.
And went over to Fishers to become the head coach. And this is his, like I say, this is his first conference championship, his first sectional championship. And as I've said already, this is a team that's got a lot of potential. It's a very, very well-oiled machine. But on the other hand, Craig, you can't take a thing away from the Carmel Greyhounds. This was probably, from my standpoint, one of the best baseball games I've ever had the privilege of broadcasting. This was one whale of a good ball game. You just look at the line score: 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Greyhounds, and it's just a tremendous feat. We're going to get the presentation of the sectional trophy. Athletic Director Bill Davis and his assistant Andy Tebby are there at first base, and Matthew Cherry's instructing a couple people to go. I don't know who he's going to have go get the trophy, but we'll see here in just a moment. We're going to stay here in the air just a few more minutes just to kind of let the Fishers fans relish this moment. It's a moment that doesn't happen very often, and it's a very proud moment for the Fishers Tigers. And and again, they had a great opponent in the Carmel Greyhounds. And Luke Dermott fittingly hoists the sectional championship trophy. And here comes the students all out onto the field to congratulate the Fishers Tigers. These students have been out of school since Thursday, and they certainly could have been somewhere else tonight, but they came out here to support their Tigers. And look who's coming out of the field. There's Wes Sheely coming out.
Meeting the coaches there at the baseline.
He is the PA announcer for the Tigers. His son Ben went through the program, and if this victory means anything to anybody, to Wes, this is just very, very special. Wes has been a very special friend of mine for a number of years, and just the emotion there between Wes and Coach Matthew Cherry is just absolutely amazing. I'm so glad that he was able to be here tonight to share this moment with these kids. And these kids have been so supportive of Wes through his battle with ALS. It's just been a very, very special moment. Greg, let's thank our sponsors one more time before we leave the air tonight.
I'd like to thank Logan Street Signs and Banners in their 25th season, or 25th year at that. in the business. Also, Noblesville Trophies, the Wofford Theater with movies on the road and movies in the park this summer. Also by Bold and Sassy Salon, Indiana Restoration and Cleaning Services, and Yancey's Fine Apparel and Tuxedo Rental. And you can't say enough, hats off. What a tremendous ball game we saw tonight between Carmel and the Fishers Tigers. Fishers, obviously, like you said.
This has just been overall a great sectional.
Been a great sectional.
A really great sectional. And the kids lining up for their sectional championship photo. So as it stands right now, the Fishers Tigers will be taking on Huntington North at 11 o'clock next Saturday morning at Loeb Stadium up there in Lafayette. If you're not familiar with that, if you just go in Main Street into Lafayette, it'll be right there at the big park on your right. Get off at
Columbia Park.
Yeah, Columbian Park. Get off at the exit out by I think it's exit 168, and just
thanks, Chris.
Follow that on in if you'd like to follow the Tigers. The other game will feature the Zionsville Eagles along with Snyder from Fort Wayne, and that game will be at 1:30. Meanwhile, tomorrow night we'll be bringing you sectional, or rather regional softball. That will be coming to you from Hamilton Southeastern High School. Friday night we'll be bringing you lacrosse. So I don't know what else can be said about this game other than congratulations to the Fishers Tigers for a great season, a great conference season, and a great sectional victory.
You got it right, and Carmel with a great season, ending theirs at 23-3. Stellar season by Coach Buchkowski in his first year there at Carmel, and hats off to the Fishers Tigers, a record-setting year that they want to keep going.
My name is Brad Silbert. It's been my pleasure to bring you the game along with Craig Atkins. We thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of the Memorial Day weekend holiday. Good night.